He is the most Australian person I've ever seen, I think.
This is longboard. That's actually mandatory. He's actually a new Australian because they issue you with that when you first move there, or when you're born, and you have to carry around a longboard for, like a skateboard longboard for like a year and a half. It's like getting your L plates, your P plates, or whatever, and then when you've done that, then you swap it for a cap. and then it just kind of, so like some of these people, you can see they've been Australian for ages, but this guy, like the bum bag, that's a huge
bum bag.
Yeah,
he's
nearly graduated.
Yeah.
He's, in fact, that's his ceremony, his Australian ceremony thing. So he probably got that morning after being awarded his citizenship. It's actually full of Vegemite.
Hello YouTube, I'm here today with Bec Hill, stand-up comedian, presenter and creator of the Pun Run comedy nights. How are you doing, Bec?
I'm brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm quite brilliant too.
You are.
I'm reasonably brilliant.
Dave Brilliant Green.
Brilliant Green, that makes it sound like a paint variety. All right, you ready to look at your first place?
Yes, already. Let's do
your
it.
Hometown?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Crazy town. All right, so where in the world are we, Bec?
We're in Adelaide, and this is George Street. And if you turn around to the left and go up a bit, that place with the red car at the front, that's the house I spent most of my life in. So
what was it like growing up in Adelaide?
It was nice. It was calm. This was very suburban where we live. There were other kids that lived on my street, so we could go up and down the street and play with each other. And in fact, there was like the house across the road to the right there that has that sort of creamy coloured fencing. They had a little boy who I once babysat when I was maybe about 12 or 13. And when the parents went out, the little boy took this wooden spoon out that had an angry face written on it. And he was like, "Mr. Angry doesn't like you." And he chased me around the house with it and said he was going to smack me with it. And obviously it's like the spoon they punished him with. But yeah, that was my childhood, being chased by small children with Mr. Angry the spoon.
And now we're going to go to your favourite place in the world.
So my favourite place more broadly is Hong Kong. But this is where I lived until I was 4. So this is Beacon Heights. In fact, I used to have these dreams that I would wake up and look out my window and there'd be like a beautiful big green luscious mountain next to me. And then it wasn't until I was older and I came back to visit that I realised that it wasn't a dream. Like, this is actually something I remembered from my early childhood.
Now we're going to go to the next place, which is where you're living now. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. That's it, the phone box. That's where I live.
In here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rent is still extraordinarily high. It's very, very expensive.
Well, that's London, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where are we? Tell people where we are.
We're in Camden. So this is where I live now in London. The best description I've heard of Camden is that it's like where all the music genres come to die. So on any given day, you'll see punks, like 80s style punks with the big mohawks and the leather and the chains. I remember once walking to work when I worked in Camden briefly, and I remember walking there and a man on a unicycle got in my way. And I was like, this camp, like, of course there's someone on a unicycle. I never thought that playing Paperboy would have actually prepared me for adult life in Camden.
All right, so now we're going to look at the place where you did your first stand-up gig.
Yay! This is a Rhino Room. And this is where I did my first gig in 2005. It was addictive. I didn't, looking back, it was probably a terrible set, but it was a very supportive audience. And I'd practiced it so much that I remember getting on stage and I felt like, you know that bit in Matrix where Neo finally realizes he can see the Matrix and all the bits are falling down. That's the only way I can describe it. I remember being so nervous, and then as soon as I stepped on stage and took the microphone, everything just kind of made sense and slowed down, and I was like, yeah, I'm in the Matrix.
So now we're going to go to a place that scares you. So what is this? Where is this?
This is where my grandparents live, about an hour and a half out of Adelaide.
And why is it? What's scary about
it? Because that house used to be a chapel, and it's where they buried all the monks that were part of the monastery.
What's this? Dead monks under the
Dead
house?
monks under the house.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I love that. I don't like, it's that sort of, for me, it's that scary. Like, I love staying there. It's one of my, it's a beautiful house to visit. But
that would terrify me.
My brother used to have night terrors there, actually. He used to
what era monks are they?
Well, since Australia,
they can't be that old,
so
yeah.
it must only be like 100, just over 100 years, I reckon.
That does make it less scary.
Yeah. For some reason it's scary if it's like, but the thing is that, like, Britain's so small that there's, like, anywhere you walk here, there's definitely dead people.
Yeah.
Like, anywhere you walk here.
Australian ghosts must be really young.
Yeah.
Unless they're Aborigines.
That's, well,
in
which
case they could be very, very old.
Very old. Yeah. In fact, they're probably the scariest, aren't they? Because I'd be pretty angry if I was...
Yeah, they got a lot of unfinished business.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to a place with a happy memory. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yay! So we're on Wellington Parade South, and this place to the left...
In which city is this?
We're in Melbourne.
Okay, back in Melbourne.
So that place on the left with the for lease sign out the front, that was where a bunch of my friends and I rented.
Was this like university time?
I never went to uni.
You didn't? Okay.
No. This was... I started stand-up essentially the year after I finished high school. When I was 19, early 19, I moved pretty much to this place. If you turn to the right and go down, there's a huge park there, and that's where the MCG is. You can kind of see it, that big building there. And if the cricket was on, what would happen is I'd be hanging washing out the back, and then if someone scored or whatever, you'd just hear this massive crowd going, "Hey!" And I just felt really good.
And now we're going to look at your least favourite place in the world.
Pie face.
Pie face. Yeah. What happened here? Where are we in the world, first of all?
We're on Flinders Street in Melbourne.
Okay.
And this pie face used to be a flight centre. And flight centre I thought I would love working at because I wanted to travel. And I thought being a travel agent would be really exciting. And instead I found it's a job that pays minimum wage, but you have to do all of this stuff before you're allowed to do it.
What was it about travelling that you were attracted to?
I think I had it programmed into me early on that if you leave home and put yourself in a situation where you're uncomfortable and there's people you don't know there, you make loads of friends and have really cool experiences. And I've definitely had a few times where I've learned that's not the case. But most of all, that's led to a lot of my life decisions, is that fearlessness of being like, all right, I'll just go there. We'll see how that goes.
So now we're going to look at the next place, which is a surprise location.
Ooh.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, I know this one. It's the sky. Did I get it?
Bullseye. Now this is, did you ever, like when you were a kid, did you ever look at the clouds and see if you saw any pictures?
I think it looks like a Willy.
A Willy? Where are you seeing Willy?
Yeah, I'm seeing I'm trying to think how this appears to the viewers. So like on the left, this kind of like the balls.
Yeah, take the cursor and show me your Willy. Well, not your
touching
Willy.
the balls here. And then that's... It comes up here.
You're
and then
right.
you've actually got a little bit of...
A bit of jism up the top there.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're seeing willies in the clouds? Are you?
That's just a question for my therapist. Not. I don't think that can be solved by you. As much as I appreciate your intelligence.
Okay, so I think this is the last place now.
All right.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
Yes, you too.
And now we're going to check out. This is in response to the question: where would you retire if money was no option?
Yes. This is Berry Street, I believe, and this place we're looking at directly face on is
this one.
Yeah, it's just around the corner from my happy memory place from where I lived with all my flatmates in Melbourne. We actually viewed this house as potentially another big share house that some of us might move into, and didn't get it, but it was the best house I've ever viewed, and I've always decided that I want to live here. I don't know if you can zoom out on here to an eagle
into the sky.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. Let's try and. Hello, rooftop garden.
Ah, sweet.
Oh, and you'd have this view overlooking Richmond. It was stunning, absolutely stunning.
So this is where you'd like to retire. So you want to be old lady Bec Hill, hanging out on that roof terrace. Is that your plan?
I want to get that house, and I want to
get that
start
wrinkly, sunburnt,
totally.
old lady look.
Yeah. I'm already working on it.
So you wouldn't be tempted to retire into some like cottage in the woods somewhere?
I've thought about it, but I reckon I'd get bored. I reckon I'd just end up watching TV until I died. And I know I would, because I could easily do that now. So, and it's the only thing that stops me from doing that now is that I have to pay rent. But if I had I don't have a pension, so I'm probably going to have to keep working until I die. But if I had a pension, I would just let myself, I would just get really fat and not move if I didn't have to, and then just die watching television. So I think I need to be somewhere central. I need to be somewhere where someone will come on to my front door and be like, "Beck, come out." And I'm like, all right.
Okay, so I think that's it. So thanks for coming on the show. I hope you had fun.
I did. I really did. I'm a bit sad now,
cool.
Actually, looking at all these awesome places. Now I have to go back in the darkness of an afternoon that you have here in Britain.
To go back into the real world. All right. But first of all, so let's zoom out and we'll say goodbye. Bye. So I've been Dave Green. This has been the Street View interview show. She's been Bec Hill. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.